Hey, welcome back to Mindful Mindsets. This is Katie and Kat to talk about courage today and how we use the gemstone Carnelian to represent that.
Yes. So, Carnelian, with its dazzling fiery hues, is symbolic of the courage within you. Keep the stone close as a reminder of your resolve to stand by your convictions. This stone can aid in overcoming fear and moments of doubt as you are reminded that you are prepared and enough to conquer any challenge or obstacle.
Beautiful.
So good.
And I do love that bracelet. I don't even know if they can see it again
If
on
you're
camera
watching.
podcast, but that is one of my favorite designs with the paperclip chain. It's super cute.
It is cute. And I'm not always a bracelet person, but I do like this one.
Oh, and I was going to say, I love that we're doing Carnelian today because hello fall, like the red hues are so good for fall. I definitely think we need to do like an email or something. Just be we just need to take this moment and appreciate Carnelian because it's gorgeous.
It is. It is.
Love it.
Yes. Even if you don't like, if you don't like the affirmations and the mindset behind it, we're maybe not for you. But
yes,
it's still really, really pretty.
Yes,
You just want something cute.
Just a fall accessory. I was actually thinking about that, and I promise we'll get to courage here. But like I do that sometimes with my jewelry. Sometimes I will just pick a pair or a piece that I like, just love the way it looks for my outfit or my mood or whatever. And it's still, I love it because it still like will force me. I'll be like, okay, well, I'm still going to, these are tranquility. So because I'm wearing these today with the howlite or Carnelian courage, whatever, it's like, I'm still gonna like focus on that and channel that. Cause again, all the mindsets, like they're all like positive, awesome things to have in your life. So it's like, just have that day where I'm like, I'm gonna wear these because of the jewelry, but I'm still gonna do like the affirmation and still try to
take your 5 seconds.
Yes, to incorporate that. But
yes, I do love that. That's kind of our thing. Like you're taking 5 seconds anyway. You might as well be thinking of what you're focusing on during that 5 seconds that you're putting on your earrings.
Yes, exactly. No extra time needed. That should be like our.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So courage, Katie. How do you feel like courage shows up in your life? When do you need it? Why is it important? Were you thinking you were going to get to ask me the question?
No, courage is hard for me.
Why?
Because I feel like I say the same thing every podcast, but when I feel anxious, I feel completely out of control. I do not feel courageous. I do not feel fully functional. And so courage seems hard sometimes because I just want to curl up and hide and not exist in that moment or whatever situation I'm in that I'm feeling anxious. And so courage, I can have moments of courage where I'm just like, I'm just going to put on a face and just pretend. And I am so good in social situations and this is easy, this is great. And so that for me is really courageous because I am stepping out of my comfort zone and I'm being who I really want to be, not necessarily who I feel in right now.
Yeah. Because that's what I was going to say. That was like, where do you feel like that courage plays into your life? So for you, like you said, it tends to show up in that introverted energy in crowds, tap into that courage.
Yeah, probably.
And see you do it though.
And I do it. And we get on camera every week.
Courage!
Courage!
Yes!
Yeah.
Go girl.
Thank you. What about you?
I don't know. I was like, shoot, she's gonna probably ask me this and I haven't thought about anything. Where do I feel like I need courage? Like, where does that show up in my life where I'm like, oh, this is scary? I think, like, having, like, an opinion sometimes for me.
Yeah.
Like, we did a family thing. We were out at a local baseball game the other day, and we were deciding as a family, there's 4 of us. So my husband, my 2 girls, and everyone had something that they wanted to do that was conflicting with other people. Like my husband wanted this, the little one wanted this, the older one wanted this. And I was like, and so my husband, we had this kind of brief conversation about it, but it was like, I almost sometimes feel like I don't even, and again, it could be, and this is where I'm like, I don't know if it's my personality or an actual thing that I maybe need to examine a little more, but it's like, I don't even feel like I have room or space to show up with opinions.
Yeah.
Because I'm always trying to make everyone else, like I'm the person that's like amazing to travel with, because I'm like, wherever you want to go. But I genuinely, again, that's my personality. I am very much okay being happy in trying new things and different things, where other people are like, no, I want to do this, or I don't want to do this. And so I'm like, am I really, like, do I really not care? Or is that just me, like, people pleasing and just being like, oh, whatever everyone else wants, I'm good with. I think I am good with that, but am I really? Like, and then that's why my husband, like, you dropped the card.
I did. We'll get it later.
But at the game, he was like, well, what do you want? Oh my God, I feel like there's a movie where the guy is like that.
What do you want?
What do you want? Probably lots
It's
of
not
them.
that easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it? Is that in the Notebook?
I don't remember.
I need to go watch it again. But exactly. Yes. And so it's like, what do you want? And I'm like, so the courage for me, and even sometimes like when people ask me questions, like, okay, why are you thinking this? Or why are you, I'm like, I don't know, I just am. I'm like, no, I know why I'm thinking, but I don't always articulate that. Like that takes more courage for me to like it's almost like a vulnerability that like, well, oh, if I put this out there and I'm like, oh, well, this is what I want or what I think. And people are like, no, nope, like shut that down. I'm like, oh, like,
oh, sorry. Yeah, no, that's a big one. That makes sense.
So interesting. Sometimes I love doing these podcasts with you, but I'm like, this is just like the two of us. Like, what does everyone like think this? Is this everyone's courage? Or are there other pieces that we're not even like thinking about, you know? Because I'm like, yours is not one that I'm like, I don't need courage for that. Like sometimes, like if there is a group, but you know, I'll be like, take a breath and be like, okay, I got this. Like, yeah, it's cool. But again, it's more like just excited. I'm not like, it's not something that I feel like takes as much courage as me being like, oh, actually, this is my opinion and this is what I want and what I think. And
that's a big one. I think a lot of people struggle with that. There's a lot of us people pleasers out there.
Yeah, but that's why it's like, I'm like, is it people pleasing? I don't know. Like I really, or is it okay?
Just being like a peacemaker, trying to just help other people.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of the same thing, but.
Or do I really just not care and I'm happy either way? So I'm like, well, you choose it. You know, you have an opinion, so.
Maybe it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you really might be good with all of the options.
Yes, but then, yes, I think you're onto something. I think that is true. That feels right. But then I think there are times I'm so used to doing that I just default to that when I'm like, no, actually, maybe I would care and enjoy something more. Or, but I'm so used to just being like, whatever you want.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good thing to kind of think about.
Have courage.
Yes. Yeah. That is interesting, though. I think a lot of people can relate to that. We all have a little bit of that, I think, sometimes. Not some people don't. Some people are very good at speaking their mind.
I have friends or people I can think of them right now. I'm like, I don't think they have that.
They're fine. Yeah, it's true. I'm like, maybe my dad is very blunt.
Yes.
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know. There was one question I forgot what I was going to ask you.
Courage.
I don't remember.
To
I guess it was not meant to be for this podcast.
I was going to ask can you think of a time recently where you've like exhibited courage?
Right now. Just kidding.
No, but for real.
Like, I'm joking, but I'm not joking.
This is hard and takes courage.
Yeah. One thing that I do think of though is Jordan, my husband, is very, very good about just do it. Like you should not let your fears and your worries stop you from having an experience or doing something really cool or something that would be really awesome for your life that you would never do because you're just too scared. Like having that courage for him, that's like, you have to do it. Like, you are risking so much more not trying something and putting yourself out there than not. So.
And I definitely feel like I've explained this, and again, maybe personality type, something people can work on or not, but I am the kind of person, I would 100% rather like swing and miss than not swing at all. Like we were looking at this investment property like years ago before the market like took off, you know, and it was the first time that we'd ever done that, like thought about. And I remember we went in and we were like, saw a couple and we were close. Like there was this one property that we were like, oh, and then I was like, no, I'm just afraid that we're buying at the top of the bubble because, you know, price had been going up over the years. And I was like, I think it's going to come back down. Like, I just like, no. And we didn't do it. And then obviously a couple years later, I was like, oh, remember that time where if we would have bought that back then, look at what it would be right now. I think we've all, again, experienced some of that. But that experience I loved so much because it was one of the only times in my life where I hadn't done something out of almost like fear. And I was like, never again. This feeling of regret, again, I have this thing with regret, you know, but I'm like, this feeling of doing something, not doing something because I was afraid, and then looking back and being like,
oh no.
Done that. I'm like, I would 1,000 times over. Again, this is just in the investment story, but it's like I would way rather make an investment, a financial investment, and I lose everything. That feeling feels better to me than this feeling of regret of not doing it, you know. I would still like suck, but it's like a lesser suck. Like the suck was here and like the other suck would be here, you know.
The suck level.
The suck level is way less for me anyways. So courage, just do the thing because the suck level will be better. Yes.
That is your takeaway.
That is courage for today.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, do you have any other thoughts on courage?
No, I think I love it. I thought that Jordan, he brought up a great...
Keep me going.
Keep it going, Jordan. We love it.
Yes. All right. So our courage affirmation is I am courageous and strong.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you stop by the site to pick up any Carnelian jewelry for fall or for courage anytime. But yeah, we'll see you next week on our Mindful Mindsets podcast.